across the river in Manhattan. They're set to go as their Jets will match up with Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop. At the 23-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
You said, 180.
You can't block me. You can't block me.
They go play action here on first down. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. Second down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
And once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on second and 10. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. So after the penalty, heading in the wrong direction, second and 15.
Watch the twist, watch the twist.
From the gun, here's Newton. He's going to fire one deep over the middle, and that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense, when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. A shotgun snap for Newton. Airing it out for Olsen. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
This is taken at the 23. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Jets will take over first and 10. Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, first and 10 at their 35-yard line. Now a carry for the former Michigan State man, Le'Veon Bell. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a second and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
54. Mike 54.
Tighten up, tighten up. Pull it together.
Red 80.
Mike's 54. Mike's 54. I'm going to run you over. I'm going to run you over.
And Darnold just beating the play clock. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll be a third and about 13.
Mike 59, Mike. Check, 59. Woo-hoo!
A shotgun snap for Darnold. Trying to lay one up deep. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. On 4th down, here's Lachlan Edwards to punt it. Back deep for the Panthers, DJ Moore. This is taken at the 18. It's a 47-yard punt, but they did give up 10 on the return. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10.
At their own 27-yard line.
Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here.
And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
2nd and 10 now from the 27. Throwing again. Newton flushed out right. Quick slant caught by Moore. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
What's that? 780.
Here we got Mike, number 53. Mike 53. Watch the slap. Watch the slap.
Tight dog.
Check. 53 Mike. Check.
First carry for Christian McCaffrey. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Ready.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
53 is the Mike. 53 is the Mike. Set the tone, D.
Hey. Kill. Get it.
Now Newton. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Ja'Kai Polite. The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8.
3rd and 15.
So now Cam leads the Panthers up following the sack. Carolina facing 3rd and long.
20.
Out of the gun, Newton. He sets to fire deep. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. A gain of 37.
Tell the truth, partner. You didn't think he was coming down with that one, did you? Come on, tell me the truth.
No, I didn't. I'll tell you what, though. A one-handed grab of that length. Talk about giving your team a little juice.
Oh, big time. I mean, everyone's going to be excited about that one, whether you're on the field or not. It permeates its way through the entire team, and I can't wait to see what they do on the next down.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Let's go. Let's get this ball back for the offense. Let's go.
On the ground, McCaffrey. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
Count me as a little bit surprised by what we just saw there because this has been a pretty long drive, and normally you think that wears down a defense. In this case, looked like the offensive line let them down a little bit.
They allowed the penetration and the ability to stuff him for a loss.
Check 4. Check 4. 8. Switch gears.
Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Avery Williamson drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long. We're scoreless after 1. Ready for the 2nd quarter, and it's our visitors with the football. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost, and the Panthers stake claim to a 3-0 lead. Been a bit of a dogfight thus far into the 2nd quarter now, and we do have our first points, a field goal.
Yeah, a lot of people say, wow, first action on the scoreboard, about time. To me, the action's been right there on the field, trying to figure out who could gain an advantage, gain some field position, finally get points on the board. I'm loving this kind of game.
And feels like kickers might play a big role in this one.
Yes, make sure you give them the respect they deserve. They could cost you a game or win you one.
And New York set to take the field. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is...
And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Off the edge, Mario Addison gets the sack.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20.
Check 59. Mike is 59.
Here's Darnold. Got his man, Robbie Anderson. Oh, he sheds himself free. A big play there on the catch and run. 61 yards. The thing that hurt on that play, the missed tackle, that allowed the extra yardage.
It's a matchup game in the NFL. You get the guy that you want isolated, have him miss a tackle, and off you go.
So a slight improvement in field position, you might say, from inside their own 10 to this as they come up on first down. Out of the pistol, it's Bell. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward and now a small step back as he loses a yard or two.
At the Panthers' 33-yard line.
It's been a long day for you.
Down to the 30 after a gain of 3.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Hey, watch the slant. Mike's 59. Mike's 59. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Throwing here on third down. Darnold found his target. It's Anderson. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defensive side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
And a good gain here of 9 from the 19 down to the 10. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Second and a yard at the 10-yard line.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Darnold now to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. They'll try and run for it with Bell. They end up getting stuffed twice after that 9-yard gain back on first down. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Field goal is all we've had so far. 3-3 now as the kick is away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
Carolina getting set to take the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this first half, one that's featured no touchdowns as of yet. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Marcus May with a pick. Interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
And New York set to take the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one.
Now Bell hit. He lost the football, and it's picked up by the Panthers. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
They start on the ground with McCaffrey. And he's only able to work this from the 8 to the 10 for a pickup of 2.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Newton, he's going to look deep for Moore. Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Tremaine Johnson. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. He couldn't hook up with a Nunwa that time, but it'll be 2nd down. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10.
All day, dog.
To throw is Darnold. Hauled in by Anderson, left side. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That one good for a 1st down pickup of 18 yards. On 1st down, Darnold. It's caught by Quincy Enunwa. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
It's our field. It's our field. Hey, it's our house.
To the air again, Darnold. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Here's Darnold. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Bell. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. Now the Jets going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1.
Check, 59. Pick it up, guys. Pick it up.
Now Bell. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. This will be just a 21-yard attempt. Catanzaro's kick is good. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. And the Jets set to receive this 3rd quarter kickoff, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in the 2nd half. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Now it's Darnold. Open man left side. That's the tight end, Herndon. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Darnold. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Brian Burns just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
We are seeing two really confident defenses imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
Is there any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels?
Check 59, Mike. Mike is 59. Mike to 59. Come on.
3rd and long, it's Darnold. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. It's the Pro Bowler Luke Kuechly that picks it. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
They'll try to get the running game going with McCaffrey. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 34-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move. 20. Check.
Now it's Newton. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him, though. Find him.
They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. Newton to throw. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. A 3-yard loss. 4th down now.
I love the intelligence the defense just showed there. Read their keys, saw the screen developing, ran to it, and smothered it. What a 3rd down stop by them.
And that is no good. And this score will stay right where it is. Down here in the 3rd quarter, obviously that's one they could have used.
Yeah, one of my favorite special teams coaches in the NFL told me what separates the kickers in the NFL versus the ones who are not is not the misses. It's the 2nd miss in a row. Best kickers in the league, they don't miss 2 in a row. He's got to get his head back together in case he gets another shot.
The throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. He was looking for a Nunwa there, and it's 2nd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass.
Here we go. Switch.
They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
Well, that play looks familiar because we saw them working on it in practice this week. And for a lineman trying to block on this play, they love when they get the defense moving in one direction. And when they try and change directions, it's a lot easier to pick them up and ward them off.
And he has the 1st down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. Only a yard there on the keeper, but that's all he needed. 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Here we go, son.
I'm going to come back to you. Check 99.
Now a 1st down carry by Bell. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
2nd and 11 at the 46-yard line.
59. Mike's 59. Squeeze, double.
Check 59, Mike.
On 2nd and 11 now. Darnold. Caught here by Bell. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time. Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Hey, here we go.
Out, 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 out.
Back to throw, Darnold. A screen to Bell. Bell a first down and then some. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. An 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Jets find a way to stretch their lead. Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown, because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it off. This time, they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
So Newton and the Panthers come up now 1st and 10 at their own 22.
Let him know, let him know.
Undercrook. Gun.
The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Newton. And he's going to be taken down. They sack him on what will be the final play of quarter number 3. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Panthers in possession of the football, but facing a deficit here as we get to the 4th and final quarter of play. So now Cam leads the Panthers up following the sack. Carolina facing 3rd and long.
57 to Mike. 57 to me. You better bring.
A shotgun snap for Newton. And he's going to go down again. Jordan Jenkins providing a little deja vu. Back-to-back sacks. And now they're staring at a 4th and long. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. The Panthers going for it on 4th. Newton taking a shot for Samuel. And no, it's incomplete. And the Panthers turned away on 4th down. And an utter disaster as the ball's going to go over on downs at the 2-yard line. Now, this is a nice little gift wrap situation as they take over 1st and goal.
Motion. You go tight. You got tight right there.
Now they'll try the sweep with Bell. And he is in. Touchdown, New York. Le'Veon Bell, his second touchdown of the afternoon, and the Jets are going to add on to their lead. And there you go, nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking, beats good tackling on that play, and result, touchdown.
Extra point up and good by Catanzaro. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. So Newton and the Panthers come up now 1st and 10 at the 20. From the gun, here's Newton. Got a man right side, it's McCaffrey. And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line.
That play was well covered, just tried to check it down. Unfortunately, not able to find any yardage on that one.
That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. To throw is Newton. And look at this. Cam Newton intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Defense, our time. It's our time.
After the interception, here's Darnold. Got an open man, it's a noon one. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Jets move the chains. Now the Panthers going to use the first.